Hi everyone, welcome to the second lesson of the CrowPanel-ESP32 Terminal tutorial. In this lesson, I will demonstrate how to display arbitrary graphics and text on the ESP-RGB screen and ESP-SPI screen. To achieve this effect, we need to use a graphics libraries, LovyanGFX library. Next, I will demonstrate the process of displaying arbitrary graphics using the LovyanGFX graphics library on ESP32 RGB screens. This course uses the compiler Arduino IDE 2.3.3. Download LovyanGFX library version 1.1.12. Open the course file and navigate to the code used in the second lesson. Once you've found it, open it. If you are still unsure where to download the course file, please refer to the description of this video, where I will provide a link to the course materials. Alternatively, you can find it on the wiki page of the product. The code we're discussing, which displays graphics and text, is surprisingly concise, consisting of only approximately 40 lines. However, before utilizing this code to draw graphics and print text, you may be puzzled about where the LovyanGFX library is being utilized within this code and how to configure the LovyanGFX library. Let's first address the first question. In this demo code, I have placed the configuration code for the display in the RGB display H file. Opening this file, you can see that it includes the header file for the LovyanGFX graphics library and uses the display driver code from the LovyanGFX library. However, due to the possible differences in hardware components for each board, we often need to modify these codes based on the hardware information of the board. But if you don't know enough about electronic hardware knowledge, you can simply modify the macro definition according to the comments I wrote in the code to complete the display driver configuration. Assuming that you are using a ESP-RGB screen, you don't need to make any modifications because it has already defined the corresponding macro and configured hardware information. However, if you are using an ESP-SPI screen, you need to first change hardware configuration. Because the driver pins of the two products are different, ESP-RGB screen controlled by the serial signal and ESP-SPI screen controlled by the parallel signal. In this code, we use the interface provided by the LovyanGFX graphics library. We only need to complete this code based on the hardware information of the board. We opened the course folder and found the schematic diagram for the ESP-RGB screen board in the file and opened it. This is the schematic diagram for the ESP-RGB screen board. The middle section is related to the ESP32 module, and the part we will focus on in this lesson is related to the screen. On the right side, you can see the representation of the screen in the schematic diagram, and these are the pins of the screen. The labels on the pins indicate where they are connected to. In this part of the code, it is related to the configuration of hardware connections, and there are brief comments after partial lines. We can get a general idea of the role of the corresponding chip pins through these comments, and I will explain briefly to lines without comments. Let's first look at the first pin to 0, number 47. When we find GPIO number 47, we can see that it is connected to DIB0. Then let us look at the next line, GPIO 21 corresponding to pin done. Its relationship is the same as the schematic diagram. Then, looking at pin D2 to pin DIB15, we can see from the schematic that the pins and codes used are also corresponding. In addition, we can see that this screen uses RGB 565 encoding, where represents red, green, and blue, respectively. Red occupies 5 bits, green occupies 6 bits, and blue occupies 5 bits, for a total of 16 bits. Therefore, the color depth of the screen is 16 bits. In addition to the 16 I0 pins that control the colors, there are other I0 pins that also need to be consistent with the code. These can be found in the schematic diagram. Next is the display frequency, as it is already very close to the maximum value. It is not recommended to increase this value any further. There, 3 pins, respectively, are chip select signal pin, reset the signal pin, and busy signal pin. Next are the screen parameters, which are filled in according to the screen datasheet, so please do not make any modifications to this part. This part is for the configuration of the way the screen's data transferred and read, and this part is for the configuration of display setting. That's the end of the configuration demonstration. But so far, I have only talked about how to configure the interface of LovyanGFX, but I haven't installed the LovyanGFX library yet. Therefore, when we open this demo code, we should first install this library. Click the button on the left side of the IDE to open the library manager. If you are using an older version of the IDE, you need to open the library manager in Sketch. Then search for LovyanGFX, find the one provided by Lovyan 3, and click Install. As for the version, I would recommend that you install the latest version like me. During the installation process, we can click on More Info to view the library's description. Here, we can see the library's display effect and the chips or boards supported by this library. However, for beginners, it is only necessary to understand its functions first. Learning how to use the functions provided by it to draw the graphics or interface they want is the most important thing. For example, the fill screen function fills the entire screen with a specified color, and the fill circle function draws a solid circle. We only need to specify the x and y coordinates of the center of the circle, as well as the radius and color of the circle. The setCursor function can set the cursor at a certain coordinate, and the print function prints the specified characters at that location. After watching this video, you can try to add other functions to draw your favorite patterns in addition to the functions I'm currently using. Well, the LovyanGFX library has been installed. Next, I will compile and upload this code to the 5-inch board to see if the screen is drawn as I wrote the functions. Before compiling and uploading, be sure to configure the compilation environment. Because I have a ESP-RGB screen, I need to set it to ESP32S3 chip, QIO80MH16, and OP IPS-RAM. Finally, connect the board to the computer with USB and select the corresponding serial port. I have already explained the content of configuring compilation information in detail in the first lesson. If you forget, please be sure to watch the first lesson before starting because the compilation time of Arduino IDE is relatively long. If you configure it wrongly, you will waste a lot of time compiling a program that may not work properly. Well, after the compilation is completed, it will automatically reset and start and draw patterns and characters according to the functions I wrote. So the demonstration of using the LovyanGFX graphics library on ESP-RGB screen board ends here. Next is the demonstration of using the LovyanGFX graphics library on ESP-SPI screen board to display arbitrary graphics on the screen. First, open the course file, same as the ESP-RGB screen. Then, open the ESP-SPI screen's wiki website. Drag to the bottom of the site, and find and click into Get Started of Arduino. Go to the bottom and find examples of ESP32 SPI screen. There are some examples of each module. Find example 1, display the screen color of the LCD and download. Open Just Download Demo. We can copy the ESP-SPI screen's configuration to ESP-RGB screen's code of Lesson 1. Copy library file code and pin macro definition to ESP-RGB screen display demo. Comment out RGB screen's pins macro definition and bus control configuration. Copy the ESP-SPI screen bus control configuration to corresponding position of ESP-RGB screen demo. Then look at the demo part of setting display panel controls. Mask the original settings and open ESP-SPI screen's display demo. Copy these part of setting display panel controls to corresponding position of ESP-RGB screen demo. Well, code of ESP-SPI screen have been completed, which can realize the functions to display graphics and text we want on the ESP-SPI screen. After installing LovyanGFX library and configuring the compilation environment, let's compile and download this code to ESP-SPI screen. Set ESP32S3 chip QIO80MAZ16 and OP/IPS/RAM. Finally, connect the board to computer with USB and select the corresponding serial port. After click upload, it is worth noting that we should press reset while holding boot to reset and start. Wait for compilation completed, and screen will draw patterns and characters according to the functions we wrote. Yeah, it's more or less as expected. This video of this lesson ends here. If you like this series of courses, please subscribe to my channel and you will receive notifications as soon as the course is released. See you next time.